Hello there, and well, just finished watching that game, and well, what do I say? It's finished. Tottenham Hotspur 1, West Ham United 2. As you can see, I didn't get to go to the game. It was raining really hard down here, and there's some issues with the trains this morning, so I didn't want to be stranded up in London if there were issues. So I decided to watch the game at home, and kind of well, what a choice, huh? But yeah. They've kind of gone the same way as the previous four matches, where we've taken the lead in matches and somehow not even come out with any kind of result. Well, unless you count that Man City draw as a result. I mean, obviously, that's what many people would have taken before the game over there. But me, as you know, I like to go for the win each time. And so the last four games, so now it's 5 games, we've taken the lead and only got a point to show for it. There's a fourth defeat in 5 games, and this one was especially poor considering the first half where we absolutely dominated from start to finish. It was just one-way traffic. It was any team that was looking to get a cricket score. It was Spurs, and the way we scored 3 goals against Man City, we did not look like doing that at all tonight. We had enough of the ball. We pinned them back in their final third. They could not get out. All they had to do was, all they could do was just hoof it out of there, and that's what they did numerous times. Where the ball just kept coming straight back. Johnson looked very good. Lo Celso was, without looking outwardly effective, he was effective. He was keeping the ball rolling, keeping it ticking, just like Højbjerg was as well. Poirot down the right was very probing, as was Kulusevski. Um, and when he kept them pinned in, and after 11 minutes, we got our reward, where Romero, back from suspension, rose to score from a corner, and it was a good finish. And yeah, and we kind of thought that was going to be the first of many, and it really should have been. Um, Alongside him was Davies, and he played okay as well as he could be, as well as he could do. And Vicario, not much to do really, because it was all one-way traffic. The West Ham did try and break a couple of times, but it's and Jarrod Bowen did look quite lively, trying to play on the last shoulder, on the shoulder of the last man, I should say. But we rode our luck at times, especially in that instance. But there literally was one-way traffic, and the stats at halftime showed it, where we had, I think, 78% of the possession or 76% of the possession. But I think we had about 13 shots, but the XG was 1.08. So going in at halftime 1-0 up, shows that the quality of our shots was not good enough. That's kind of where the issue lies. Because in the second half, West Ham just upped themselves by a whole lot, really, by about 50%, we would say. Started pressing us a little bit higher and getting some joy that way, but still not really carving too much. It wasn't like they were pinning us back. We still had a lot of control of the ball, but within 13 minutes or 12, 13 minutes of the restart, and that's the issue, really. I mean, when I think about the Man City game, the last one, two of their well, I'll say two, all their goals, but two of their 3 goals was literally from down to our mistakes. And it's the same thing again here, because the ball just kind of was a bit of a ricochet in the penalty box, and it just came out for Bowen, who scored the equaliser. And so it was avoidable from our end. But the troubling thing is that we had enough of the ball, but it didn't really look like having any kind of laying a glove on Fabianski at all. We literally just played into their hands almost, where we're kind of moving the ball. Well, say trying to move the ball quickly, but it wasn't quick enough. I would say it was very pedestrian at parts, trying to find that little nook and cranny to try and pass the ball through. But that when that didn't work, we just reverted to doing the same thing again, and that's where the issue lies, where someone could just take a shot from distance, force them back a bit, make them think a bit more. But as fast and snappy as the ball was in the first half, mesmerising West Ham almost, it became a bit more predictable in the second half. But even with that in mind, they're not prepared for how they got their winner, which was in the 74th minute. Um, we had the ball. Durgi played the ball back to Vicario. He might as well just stop the ball on the spot and then walked away, because the hospital nature of the ball was bad, and obviously Jared Bowen jumped on it, tried to get past the keeper. I think he's say I can't remember now because it's all just one big blur to me now. But I know he came out to Ward-Prowse, who then struck it past Vicario, and with nobody in between him and the goal, it struck the post. But then he reacted quickly and put it into an empty net. Put it into an empty net. Both their goals, poor mistakes. That's what it was, man. And you know, Charles, we played the same way, and you know, trying to get the chance back, and we had a couple of chances. I know Richarlison did have an attempt, a good header as well, and when it was 1-1, if he scored that at 2-1, it'd have been brilliant, you know, and we would have deserved it. Maybe we could have gone on to make it 3, 4, 5, but at least it's good to see Richarlison getting back to some kind of fitness. I mean, he played all right as far as I'm concerned. You know, coming back from his groin injury, well, pubic injury, I should say. But as good as Richarlison was, Johnson started the first half very well. Started to tail off quite badly, really. Didn't He had the ball, but he just kept playing it safe, just kept playing it backwards, kept playing it short. Didn't try and take on his man too much. Son was as anonymous as can be, but Kulusevski, everything down the right was fantastic. You know, Kulusevski was good. Poro was good, and he had a shot as well, just at the start of the second half. He went over, by the way, but you know, at least he had a shot. So they were playing a 1-2 off a corner. But as much as we had the ball and we just kept pressing, we you know, you're still fairly comfortable in the end for West Ham because all they had to do was just repel it. And repel it they did. We did nothing to try and force the issue. And I just it's just hard to fathom, really hard to gauge. But yeah, it wasn't good. I mean, Højbjerg started again. It started after his good performance against Manchester City, and he kept the ball rolling. As a Lo Celso, he kept the ball rolling, but without being too spectacular. They did enough to just keep the ball moving forward and to keep the ball rolling, keep everything ticking. Yes, and that was good to see. But it wasn't penetrative. It didn't really hurt West Ham that much, and that's where the issue lies. And I know that some people in the group have been saying now that you could see that we miss Madison, probably in a way that we do. But there was still enough there to try and create the chances. We were just kept simple. I say simple passes, but you know, once the snappiness of the passing from the first half waned, there wasn't really much that we offered. And in the end, West Ham just had to chill and just sit back and just soak up everything and launch it forward. They try to catch us on the break, which is what they try to do numerous times until they were caught offside a couple of times. But yeah, it was it wasn't good. Wasn't good. It's our fourth defeat in 5, in the 5th straight game where we've taken the lead in the match and had nothing to show for it. And then now we've got Newcastle coming up on the Sunday, which is funny because they played tonight as well and they lost 3-0 to Everton, which I guess they didn't see coming. So we've got both teams in poor form. Well, Newcastle are in better form than we are, but still not really that good away from home. But obviously they'll come to Spurs and they'll probably get a result. Just it is what it is. But it's not that I'm angry or anything. I'm just kind of disappointed in us because it's kind of laid bare. I know a lot of people will be saying now that you know that we had to invest. I mean, and a lot of sensible people are just kind of saying that it was never going to all be done in one window. It was going to take 2. I did say at the time it will take 2 or 3 windows, maybe even 4, to try and get the team right where we want it to be. But that's gonna lay bare what we do need. I mean, we probably do need another striker. I mean, because Sonny, although had an initial bounce when he played centre forward and he has scored a couple of goals, but we need someone who is a bit more switched on in that area. I would say. Well, he hasn't done a bad job. It's just when he goes missing, it affects everything. Probably need another midfielder. Although I know we've got Madison to come back, we've got Bentancur to come back. It's good to see Papa Madassar. I came on at with about 20 minutes to go. And he played all right. I think he had a slight knock, which kept him out of the City game, so that's why it's good to see him back. But again, it's a case where it's down to player mistakes which has cost us a game. And I'm not going to get onto a doggy's back for this one. I mean, it was a hospital ball, but at the same time, he did played very well today. It's just these flaming personal mistakes that are happening, which is what's costing us here, and which is what's giving us issues. But we move, man. We move. We've got Newcastle this Sunday. We've got to get a win there. But well, I don't know. I think we're 6 points off the lead. Arsenal are the leaders now. Title's gone as far as I'm concerned at this early stage. You know, it's 4 defeats now, so I don't think there's anything we can do now. So nothing. As far as I'm concerned, nothing to play for in the league. We now have one thing left to play for, and that is the FA Cup, and that starts next month. We've got Burnley, was drawn last week, which I'll see what happens. But I'm just disappointed, man. Just disappointed. But thanks for watching. Let me know what you think of the game. Let me know what you think of the season so far. Is it going out as how you expected it to? And yeah, thanks for watching. Come on, you Spurs. Yeah, you'll take care.